Hey everyone, welcome to this module. This module is about the pandas, about which I believe you already heard of. So this is one of the most common word in case of data science and is the most important tool in data science. It's generally an open source library that is built on the top of NumPy and it's used for cleaning and analyzing purposes. Also, just like the visualizing techniques that we have like matplotlib, seaborn, we use these techniques to plot the data on form of graphs. And that's what Panda can also do. Panda has inbuilt visualizing techniques by which it can plot the data on graphs. That's what we are going to learn later. And here we are going to learn pandas in two steps. That is first this module, the basics of pandas, how to work them, declare them, and things like missing data, etc. Then after learning the matplotlib and seaborn, so that visualization is something familiar to you, so that you can easily perform them. After them, we will use pandas inbuilt techniques for data visualization, and that's where we will complete the pandas. So this module is just about the basics and how to work on pandas. And thanks for watching. This is all about the introduction. I will see you in the next video. Hey everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to learn about a little concept that is known as series. Generally, before learning anything, I want to clear you that pandas is not something like any hard thing or any library that is very hard to learn and that's functioning is very hard and complex. Panda is something, a tool that makes us to show the data like this table. You have seen data in so many forms, and Panda is just generally used to make the data look like these forms so that we can easily look at the things. This is like the Excel files, and here you can see the grossings of movies, worldwide grossings. So here you see the names, the dollars they earn, the year they released. This is how we also use these pandas to make the data in tabulic form. And that's the only thing. And for doing the data in these tabling things like these tables, we have two things. One is known as the series, second is known as the data frames. This thing is known as the data frame. That's how you are going to represent the data. Just they are in form of proper tables. This is just basic one like this one. Here this is the frame in which you have rows and columns, and series is also something similar to that one but less used, and that we are going to cover here. You will get to know that what the series is and what the data frames are in the next video. So let's begin jumping on Jupyter Notebooks. So here launch the Jupyter Notebooks. Also, to install the pandas on your computer, here in terminal you just need to write pip install pandas, and here this one I forgot the one else there, and then it got installed in your computer. And if you have Anaconda, then it's already installed, and you can also use the command conda install pandas. That's the more efficient for this Anaconda. Now after it get installed, and even before it get installed, go to the Jupyter Notebooks, and that installation in the terminal is for when you are using some desktop editor like the Atom, etc., or just the command prompt. Here I am using Jupyter Notebooks, so if you even did not install that one by using these commands there on the terminal, then still it will work. So here first let me import the NumPy. So import NumPy as np, then import pandas. So this is how you can import the pandas. Just import pandas as pd. That is the form that is generally used for pandas, the nickname you can say. Now Here I'm going to declare some data types, that is first a list that is with the name L, or let we have X, more common, and this one is going to be a character that is A, B, C, D and E, and then I'm going to have another list that is in form of numbers. So same to that one. Then we have a dictionary, and dictionary something like index will be A, and not the index A, just one is the index, and the data will be A. Then similarly 2, data will be B. Then 3, data will be C. Then 4, data will be D, and 5 last, and data, or we can say the value, will be E. And then shift enter or shift return on Mac. Now here, how we use the pandas? We just use these pandas to create this series, and series can be created just using pd.series method, and in series method make sure S is capitalized, then the parentheses, and if you use shift tab here, you will get the parameters, that how many parameters are used there, like this one, where it is. So here, this one. Now you can see here there are number of parameters here, that is the data, index, the type, name, because this is a form of table, we can say. So a table not only just require the values, it also requires some indexes. Like when you have made tables on paper, you also write something like serial number, then name, then marks, age, or whatever you need. That's how we also need index in this one. Then we have data type also, name, copy, paste, path, and we are just going to need these two now. All these are not much of importance there. So this is work something like, if I want to make a series of X, I just use X here, then I will assign this X the name data. That is, if you have noticed there, this data. Then shift return or shift enter on Mac, you will see you get this table without any border, boundaries or partition. So that's why this is known as a series. If you assign this one to a variable like A, and here A, you will get this one, and if you check the type of A, that is the type A, you will get a series object. Here we have series. So that's the series is, and that's how you can create this. If you use something like this one and make this one A, then it will also work. But why the data used there, it just you can use to show the someone who is going to check your program, etc. And then there is one more thing here, like we have X, this thing, and when I have done this here, I get predefined indexes, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you have noticed again in this one, you have index options also, that is after the data. So one more thing here, for one parameter you can just write X, because the parameter must be data, first parameter, because without data you cannot do anything. So that's why you can normally write the X instead of data is equal to X. But if you are using more than one parameters without any order, then you have to use these things, like if you are using index and the index will be Y. So here, this is how it will work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is the index Y there. If you change this one, like if I convert all these into 1, and then here I have all these 1. So let me change that again. That there is it is. Now if you are not using these things, then there must be a thing that, like if you do this thing now, you will get the same result. Let me update this one also. Now it's okay. The thing here is you have to use them in the order that is same here, like first data, then index, then you have to use the data type, then name, like this one. If you use something improper like y here and x there, then you will get the opposite one, data on the index and index on the data. So that's why these data and index are also given, not just to someone can read, but positioning is much important. Instead of writing those, and much more efficient, you can just write, and this one is very easy. You can remember this thing, that first is data, second is index. And I know this one is opposite to the normal conditions, like first we write the indexes, so there must be index first, but in here parameter first will be data, because data is the first thing that we require in any table. Without data there will be no table. So this is about declaring the series by using the data types here and pandas. And if you want to convert a dictionary into series, and you just write here dictionary, then you will get already the indexes in dictionary and the values in dictionary. Let me make you more clear about this one. Here if I have 9 and I do that thing, here I got 9. So the indexes of dictionaries will be already get here instead of the default indexes. Default indexes will begin from 0, 1, 2, 3, like that one, and our user defined indexes will be like this one. So that's the series here. Now one more thing, like if you have something like a b c d e, and then x2 is equal to, copy all these, command C and command V here. Now if I have another series, that is this one first with, and now I'm going to use ABCD as index and Y as value, because operations can be done on values, not on these things. They will be concatenated, but numbers will be added. So here I have Y X, and if I check this one, I got this one. Now another series, that is B equal to, copy this whole, command C and command V here. Instead of this one, just write X2. And if you check X2 here, sorry, B here, you will get B is not defined, X2 is not defined here. This one is X2, I believe. Oh, I have not just run this cell, I have just moved there. So here you get this one and this one. Whenever you make a change, you have also do this thing like shift return, so that this thing will be saved there. So here this one, and here this is. Now here I have B, and you have also seen A, that is this one, both are same. If you do something like C is equal to A plus B, or just generally write A plus B, and you hit enter, then you will get this thing, that all the values with the same index like A, B, B, C, D, E, E, all will be added. If you notice that 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 3, 6, 4, 4, 8, 5, 5, 10. So that's the arithmetic on series, that the values with the same indexes will be added. Others, like if you have this one F, then there will be no error, you just get this thing. The values with the same indexes will be added, others values will get none, that stands for none. And one more thing, all the values while get operations in form of series will change into floating point values. I hope you get this thing, that only same index will be added, other will get none. If all these values will be something like this one also Z, this one also G, and this one Q, you will get something like this one. So that's what the arithmetic on series is, and you can do any type of operation. So here you get again that one. So that's about the values here. And one more thing, like if you want to access any value in the series, and if you do something like A and then pass the index, like this series I have C there in this form, then you will get the value. So this is just like the list, pass the index and you will get this one. One more thing, if you pass this one here, you will get error because C is not a variable, it's just an index, and that index is also element of other list. So you just need to pass this one with quotes and here you will get 3. So that's the indexing is. If you do something like this one for slicing, you can also do just C index and then these dots. That means that every value after C, then after C we have 3, 4 and 5. Here we have 3, 4, 5. And if you pass here E, then you will get again these values. So here it is. And if you have noticed there, the last value is also included in these. And if you do something like this one, you get complete list because that one is began from 0. So here this slicing also. Now most of the concepts are now done with about this series, and I hope you get all these, and this is very easy. So that's the series is, but we are going to use them less in the course, and even practically they are not used much. The data frames are more efficient than these things. So we will learn about the data frames in the next video. Thanks for watching, and we will continue in the next video. Hey everyone. So in the last video we have covered this series. In this video we are going to cover the data frames. So generally, in my opinion, data frames are just the frames of series, or we can say that number of series with sharing common index. That's what you are going to know here. That is, first let me have few lists. That is something like, first I have A, that is capital A, and this one 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then I have B 5, 6, 7, 8. Then C 9, 0, 1, 2. Then D, this one B, let me capitalize this one and this one also. Then we have D, that will be equal to 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then we have E, this one equal to 7, 8, 9 and again 0. That's it. Now to define the data frame, we just use, first let we have a variable, that is df stands for data frame, and a common variable for data frames. And we do something like pd dot, and just like series, here we write data frames in which D is capital and F is also capital in frame. So make sure D and F are capitalized. Then we have, here we will define, if you just press shift tab, you will get the option that first you define data, then index, then columns. So here first you will need to have the data, and our data is going to be a list, and not a single list, all these lists in a single list, because a data frame consists of many lists, as I have told you, frame of series. So this one is going to have many series, and we just write here A, comma B, comma C, comma D, comma E. Then we will pass the, we can say that these rows, that is A, B, C, D and E. Again here one thing, I am not passing this variable, I am passing just A, B, C, D, or for more convenience let me pass small a, B, C, D, E. All these are characters, so I will have to give them a quote, so they will be strings. Now one common mistake students do defining this thing, and they do this thing all the time. Here count the number of elements. We have 4 elements, so we are going to have 4 columns. We are here we have 5 lists, so here we are going to have 5 rows. So number of list, number of rows. So just after the data, you need to have same number of characters or whatever your index is as you have number of lists. After that, you will pass columns, that is like W, X, Y and Z. Now here these 4 stands for all the 4 elements of every list, that is the columns. Now if you have shift return and try to print df, that is df here, you will get this thing. This is a data frame. W, X, Y, Z, the columns, A, B, C, D, E, the rows, and here you have all the lists element here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Most of these students do this mistake, like command X, this one, they first write the column, then they or more much understanding than this one is, they do this thing, like they define this one up to D and add another string here, that is there's something like here we have 5 rows A, B, C, D, E, so they go for this one, and when you do this thing you will get error. That error is denoting like you have more number of columns and less number of indexes compared to the data. So make sure this one here, all the things are vanishing, here Y and here myself. Now here we go with this one. So here is our data frame. So this is how you can create the data frame. There are few more things or few basic things that by which you can create the data frames, that is by using the random numbers, any random data, but I prefer you to go for selected data lists to study the data frames. One more thing that I have discovered here, that is out of syllabus. Once in a video I have told you that why we cannot print the emojis. So here I got that how you can print the emojis. So just press Control, Command and spacebar. You will get emojis there. You can add any of these emojis like this one here. And one more thing, this one is a string. You need to pass the quotes there. If you try to pass like this thing, return enter, shift return, you will get syntax error, this invalid character in identifier. So that's how you can also print the emojis in your code. And I think this one is the thing that is taught only in this course. No one is going to teach you how to print the emojis. So note that thing, this is very important. And done with the data frames with the emojis. You can also do something like, let we have some fun there, that is do the thing here, like here I have this one, why it's not adding there. So here we go with this one, and just another one, what's this? So let we have something like a monkey, and then we have another thing, that is any horse, and a chick. One more thing, now if you do this thing you will get error because these are strings again. So make sure to pass these things there. So here we have this one, then again quotes, and just copy this one, Command C, Command V, Command V, and 2 more to go, Command V, Command V. Then here we go with a different kind of data frame. That is something you are never going to create, and I believe none of you have created this one. So you can also analyze the data, that these are the good one, normal one, horses for stronger one, and chicks for new one. So enough for the data frames and visual data frames that denote some symbols. So thanks for watching, and you can also do these things. See you in the next video.